Hello and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Kat Murphy.
I'm Evan Smith.
I'm Naira Tolliver.
And I'm Caitlin Cleveland.
And first we're going to go to Naira for baseball and softball.
Thank you, Kat. Men's baseball has an overall record of 27-6 and a conference record of 11-4. They played 3 games in the CAC conference tournament against Frostburg State in the second round and won by a final score of 22-5. Senior Nick Gentry and junior Quinn Griffiths blasted 2 home runs each. Gentry finished the day by going 4 for 5, and he hit a 6-inning grand slam to right center field. Griffith went 3 for 4 and had a career best 5 RBIs, and sophomore Dan Feen improved to 8-0 in the year by going 6 innings. They played Mary Washington in the semifinals and won 8-6. Sophomore right-hander Dylan Anderson pitched 7 shutout innings in relief by allowing just only 2 hits. Junior second baseman Johnny Chiotis had a single in the bottom of the 6th to give the Seagulls the lead. Chiotis went 3 for 5 with a double and 2 RBIs for the day, and Kevin O'Neill finished 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a walk. They played York College of Pennsylvania in the championship and won by a score of 4-0. Sophomore right-hander Brett Kalicki pitched a 6-hit complete game shutout to lead the Gulls to their 2nd straight CAC tournament championship. Kalicki struck out 4 and did not allow a runner past second base. Senior Nick Gentry and sophomores Kyle Heyman, Austin Barefoot, and Bobby Sanzone each had 2 hits, and senior Evan Gracie had a 2-run double to get the offense going in the first. Salisbury will play away at Washington College this Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Women's softball has an overall record of 32-2 and a conference record of 8-0. They played a doubleheader against Frostburg State last Saturday. Salisbury won the first game by a score of 9-0 in 5 innings. And sophomore pitcher Rachel Johnson earned a win and improved to 20-1 on the season by shutting out Frostburg State. Senior Hannah Mills hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 4th. In the second game, the Gulls continued with their electric bats and opened up the game with a 4-run first inning. Junior pitcher Katherine Larson earned the win to improve to 12-1 on the season. SU's 7 seniors went 20 for 24 with 16 runs scored and 17 RBIs. Salisbury clinched the top seed in next week's CAC tournament beginning this Friday, April 26th. And now on to Caitlin for men's and women's lacrosse.
The Salisbury men's lacrosse team fell to number 12 Washington College last Wednesday in their last game of the regular season. After a strong first 3 quarters, the Seagulls gave up 4 goals in the last period to lose the game with a final score of 7-6. Zach Hill led the team with 3 goals on the day, while junior goalkeeper Alex Taylor had a total of 11 saves. This is the first time the Washington College Shoremen have beaten Salisbury in 13 years in the annual War on the Shore game. The final regular season record for the Seagulls is 13-4 as they enter the postseason, starting with a game this Saturday here at Siegel Stadium. SU's women's lacrosse team finished off another undefeated season with a win over Christopher Newport University. Senior Katie Bullhorst and sophomore Bethany Baer contributed 4 goals each to the 14-7 win over the CNU Captains. Junior goalie Ashton Wheatley had 8 saves in the cage on the day. The Lady Gulls have a first-round bye going into the playoffs and also host a game this Saturday. Now to Kat for next question.
And now we're on to next question. The NBA regular season is coming to a close and the championship game slowly approaches. Who do you predict will win the NBA championship game?
Not the Miami Heat.
Nope.
We don't want to be that panel that picks Heat. So I'm going to go Clippers over Heat. How's that?
All right. That's not going to happen, but okay.
I have the Spurs against the Heat, and I have the Heat winning in about 6 games. So
I have the Thunder and the Heat. I went with both number 1 teams. I know that's super cliche. I know that's super cliche, but that's what I think is going to happen, and I think the Heat will win.
I don't even know who. I don't even care who's going to be. I don't know. Evan, how about you explain why?
Look, the Clippers have the best point guard in the playoffs. LeBron's a scrub.
LeBron is not a scrub. I love LeBron James. He's a great player.
Did you see him play last night? He was 91% from the field.
I think he will be the MVP, no doubt.
Bold prediction.
Not bold. That is very likely to happen.
Look, this dude won by accident last year.
What?
He's not gonna win again this year.
What?
Let's just, you know.
Why do you think he
This is
won by
why
accident?
this should be a sponsorship for hockey, honestly. Number one teams in the NBA win every single year, and it makes for a really bad sports show, you know?
This is why I'm not saying I don't like the NBA, but as much as other leagues, I just think the NBA is so.
I agree with you.
True.
Just a bunch
And
of
that's
guys
why I'm picking the Clippers.
getting
so.
paid millions of dollars to throw around a ball. Sorry, just a random little.
Who do you guys did you guys look at the Eastern and Western Conference? Do you guys have any specific winners for either of those?
I think the Clippers.
Well, I'm
You know
saying,
what?
or like I'm saying, like who's gonna play in the?
Celtics are going to beat the Knicks. Do we all agree with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Really?
I think that.
I like the Celtics. I think they have a little bit more fire than the Knicks.
I think they have an emotional,
the Boston.
emotional force pushing them really. So I think they can make it further than they were expected to before everything that happened in Boston. So I'm almost rooting for them more than anyone else.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
How can you root for Carmelo Anthony? They don't here like him?
No.
New York,
He's a
Carmelo.
whiner.
Stay away from that.
Whatever.
I'm iffy. All right, well, why don't we move on to our next question?
Please.
The New York Jets have traded star cornerback Darrelle Revis to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the 13th overall pick during the draft. Was this a good move by the Jets?
No. The Jets suck to begin with, and they had Darrelle Revis, and now they suck.
They're
even
going to suck
more.
regardless. And he's coming back from an injury that's just kind of iffy.
But it was his injury that basically made them suck last year because it happened, week one?
Yeah, but you can't base a
Well,
team
I
off
mean,
of one player unless it's a
Their
quarterback.
defense was still good. It wasn't the defense that was like horrible just because he caught.
It was when Mark Sanchez would run into his own lineman's butts and drop the ball.
True. I mean, it was the offense that was bad. It was, so. I just think that them giving him away is not really helping their cause. I mean, who else is going to be the shutdown corner? They don't have very good corners, but whatever.
He's getting paid a whole lot, too. I think he's definitely being overpaid for this one.
Now, if you want to look at this from Tampa Bay's standpoint, they signed Deshaun Goldston, traded for Darrelle Revis, and they already have Mark Barron. Their secondary, which was the worst in the league last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
Big upgrade for Tampa.
Yeah.
Kind of a heavy price, number 13 pick, number 9 pick.
I think it was a big. I think it was.
I
big
think they
for
had to do it,
Tampa.
though. I'm not a fan of the money they gave him.
Yeah,
but-
they gave him a lot. He's currently the highest paid defensive back in NFL history.
And we all know what happened to Nnamdi Asomugha when he got that money from the Eagles.
But it's just
got
not-
terrible. So,
yeah, it's just not. And there's the Jets' reason was because they thought there was a big degree of uncertainty. But I mean, it's iffy. I think it depends, especially sometimes these deals tend to put a little more pressure on players. But I mean, I'm interested to see how it goes. And they play the Buccaneers open to the Jets, so that'll be a fun way to see if this was a good payoff or not, I suppose.
Will it, though? You're going to have Mark Sanchez thrown to him every down. Is that?
Yeah, good old Mark
I think this is the
Sanchez.
perfect chance for Tim Tebow to rise to the top.
Oh, he's
What do
rising.
you guys think?
He's coming. He's coming.
I think he should be
That's the
coming.
only way that the Jets are going to be saved. I wonder what.
I
Eric
think
Boyd
they
has to
should
say
have.
about
I
this.
know. I think they should have taken. I'm a huge Tim Tebow fan. I think he deserves a big chance here. I do. I like Tim Tebow.
But we all know how
Yeah,
much
he's
Rex
really good.
Ryan likes.
Yes,
Mark Sanchez.
that's
Yes.
very true.
And in the NFL
And
draft.
feet.
And the draft, too.
To get my feet fetish joke there.
Yeah.
What was the joke? Can you repeat it?
Your random feet fetish,
That's
Anyway,
Rex Ryan, right?
Yeah.
basically.
shall we go
We
on?
should, speaking of Rex Ryan, we should talk about his comments to Buck Showalter.
That's actually the fourth That's actually
Oh.
coming up.
I knew that. I was giving y'all.
Hold on there, girlfriend. We are
Wouldn't it make more
getting
sense
there.
to talk about it now?
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't we talk about it now? I'm going to just give a quick overview that Buck Showalter commented to Rex Ryan after Rex Ryan said that he went on a little bit of a rant because the Orioles were unwilling to accommodate to the Ravens. So what do we think about that response?
Now, as much as I dislike Rex Ryan, I think he's right here. The Orioles aren't doing anything for that city. Ravens win the Super Bowl.
Well,
Give up one home game.
I
But-
disagree with
This is
that.
what people don't understand. It wasn't the Orioles' decision. It was I think they tried to move. I think it was the MLB that wouldn't let them do anything. That's what I saw about it. Is that Buck Showalter's comment back said, "You shouldn't get involved in things.
Yeah,
that you don't
mind
know
your
that
own
happened."
business,
I do
don't
love
think
his
He
response.
said, what did he say? I'd be a little bit more concerned when the Jets come here to try and figure out a way to beat the Ravens. I think that'd be a little more of a
Yeah.
challenge.
No, I think that's the perfect thing to say. I don't think that is as much as the Orioles' fault as people are saying that it is. I think it was more the league and how little they did to try to move it. Because also, I read in the article that I read about it, Buck Showalter's a huge Ravens fan. He already has every home game in his calendar. Like, I thought he would do everything he could to try to get the Ravens home that Thursday night. And I think
So you think it was misunderstood, kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that the whole situation was misunderstood, and I think that the Orioles are being blamed for something that they had almost little to no control over.
I think it goes both ways. I know you think.
I mean, regardless of whose fault it was, it's a joke that the Ravens have to open up on the road. They won the Super Bowl, you know? Who's going to be watching Orioles versus
okay.
enter
Orioles,
Rams?
besides Orioles fans are. But.
I agree with that. I think that, but that's the other thing. Orioles have a lot. I mean, I agree with you, but I think that the Orioles have so many games that it does make sense for the Ravens to, the Ravens have what? 10, 11 games. They should definitely be able to
I totally
open up at
think
home.
the Ravens should open up at home.
No,
I have no doubt about that. I just think that the
it
blame
was
is being wrongly placed. And I think that Rex Ryan, like Buck Showalter, had no business in saying anything about that.
And how, does anybody else think that's super random?
Well, Rex Ryan did coach for the Ravens.
I still think that's random, though. Like, why did he just...
Really?
Not
I mean,
really.
I think it's
football
random.
is like the president, and so like every other sport, basically what he's saying is not really saying, but y'all should
Football's
move
more-
aside
yeah.
and let the Ravens play at the home stadium. I mean, it's not
He
like it's
doesn't-
off
but
the random
he
type
doesn't
of...
have anything, I mean,
It's
maybe
not.
he had something to do with the Ravens in the past, but I don't feel like that's any of his business to begin with anyway. Like, what happens with the Ravens and the Orioles is just, I don't know, I just think it's
happy
weird.
that he acknowledged that we deserve to start at home, because, I mean, I don't know, just...
Yeah,
that's
still think it's
interesting.
none of his business, but
But
it's going to be what's going to be.
go Orioles and go Ravens.
Also, Derrick Rose has announced that he will not be in the playoffs. What do you guys think about that?
I think he's just being lazy at this
Yeah,
point.
this dude, he needs to get off the couch.
He's horrible.
He was cleared, a month ago?
You know what, though?
And
You have to
started
think.
Playing. He's been in practice for however long. I just think he needs to get his butt out of and just go play. It just makes me
I mean,
mad.
even if he did get back and play, he's so timid now that I don't even know if it would make a huge difference. He's so, freaked out about his leg and complaining about, his hamstring and his ACL and his leg. And there's always something with him that I feel like even if he came back, it really wouldn't, he wouldn't perform to the standard that fans think that he should. And I don't think he'll make a huge difference, honestly. I think he can in the future. Right now, I think he's too timid.
But I'm not saying, put him in, start him every game, just back to normal, because I've
I
seen
understand
that
that.
firsthand. I've seen it happen when a player's injured and they put him back in starting. It screws up the whole dynamics of the team. I'm saying if you don't put it, you're just going to he's not going to get back, and then he's going to have all off season and not play again, and then he's going to come back next season, and then how much help is he going to do without playing for however long for this whole season?
I don't know. Do you guys think he's done or he's going to come back?
He's not coming back
done.
this season, but
But
he's
it's
probably
just-
going to come back
it's
next season.
been-
I just think it's a waste of the Bulls' money to sit there and say, oh, I don't feel like playing. Basically, he's saying, I don't feel like playing. Even though the doctors say I can play, I don't feel like playing. You all owe me this much money, but I'm not going to play.
Yeah,
It's a
they
waste.
gave him the okay. I mean, he technically can play.
When you
I've
do
never-
dunks and warm up,
Yeah.
you can play.
I've never heard. Has this ever happened before? A player being cleared?
That's what's so weird about this.
He
This
was cleared
dude-
in March too. He was cleared a long time ago. It doesn't make any sense to me why he would not come back. I'm sorry if I interrupted you, but it makes no sense that he would not. Why would you not come back? What? Anyway, sorry guys. Anyway.
Okay, excellent.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's go on to our next question. Brittney Griner, the top WNBA draft pick and ex-Baylor center, came out as gay. What are your opinions?
Who didn't know she was gay?
That's
I'm
the
just saying
thing.
that.
That's the thing. That's
I
real.
don't mean to sound rude, but
Yeah, why is this a story? Can we just be honest?
why is everybody oh my God, she's gay? We already knew.
Can I just say she has the deepest voice I've ever heard in my life? When she talked, I thought, I'm just
That really
saying
doesn't
that I
mean
thought
she's
she
gay,
was a
but-
guy.
I mean, but still, like, people are making this huge headline. Like, how many players who play women's basketball are not like that?
Like, let's just be real here. Everybody's.
If she was like, if she came out and said like I had like 3 heads or something like that, then we'd be like, oh my God. Like, but it's not that big of a deal. I don't care if Brittney Griner is gay, straight. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, this has been happening more in sports recently. If football players come out, basketball players come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know,
it's so
like-
much. It's more normal for women to come out as lesbians as it is for men to come out as gay.
But everybody act like we didn't know.
Well,
I'm just trying to decipher this. I don't understand, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She said I hadn't come out completely. It was kind of like, just didn't say it. But we all knew.
She's such
You already
an
know.
awkward person. Like,
She
I
is.
just don't get her. But I don't think this is gonna affect any.
Yeah,
like,
do you
their
guys think this
playing.
yeah. Do you
Like,
think
not
this
at
will
all.
affect
No, I think this is all going to spiral into a deep depression. She's just not
Stop.
a player. You know?
Stop.
She's gonna be so
I
sad.
mean, I know I know we discussed her going into the NBA, but. I
What's a
still-
bigger joke, this story or that one?
Both right now. Both right now at this point.
I can't believe we talked about the WNBA 2 times in a
That's
row.
some sort
Like
of
this
record.
this must be a record.
It is a
There
record.
goes our chance of being on ESPN.
Well, this next story is a good one. Ex-Nebraska player Charlie Rogers has been arrested for lying to police about being attacked at her home. Does she deserve the arrest?
Yes, because
Can
of
I?
that-
Can I?
explain this
Yes.
story a
Can I
little more?
explain the arrest? They said,
Yeah.
according, I'm going to read you a statement here. According to police, Rogers, who is a lesbian, said that 3 masked men broke
doing
into her
lesbian
home,
theme today, guys.
assaulted. Thank you. That 3 masked men broke into her home, assaulted and subdued her, and carved anti-gay slurs into various parts of her body. Before trying to set fire to her home, a neighbor told police that Rogers crawled home from her home, naked, bleeding, and screaming for help, which was all a lie.
I have a question.
Yes.
How in the world can you carve anything into your skin? I get a paper cut and I'm on fire. I'm like, oh my God,
But here's
I
the
hate
thing.
this.
You're like on the ground.
I don't know
dying.
if this
Just
chick,
let
That's
me
a problem.
die.
like, no one knows who this chick is. I don't know if this girl wants attention or what
Obviously, she
She
wants to
got
bring
it.
awareness to the gays.
But
as
that's-
if there was not enough.
Her
like,
and
but
Brittney
like,
Griner
why
are
would you
clearly in
like?
cahoots
Why
here.
would you lie? Like, that's something so stupid
like-
to lie about. Like, what?
People lie all the time.
Yeah, but like, people come in your house and raping you and assaulting you and
She's on,
carving
like,
things
another
into your
level
skin.
of
She's
liars.
on a whole new level.
She's like sociopath liar right
yeah,
now.
that's
I think
like,
she
I read
just
this and I was like,
needs some
what?
help. I think she just needs to get some help
She just needs some help.
and
Like, what?
be kept away from all sharp objects.
I think-
Because anyone who can carve something into their body
Yeah.
should not be trusted.
And then they were gonna give her community service, but they thought that she was too
Insane.
they were like, there's no way she can learn for lying for that. We're gonna have to take her to jail.
So a week in jail is going to teach her something.
I mean, I'm just saying that for some reason, 250 hours of community service, she would go insane or something, and that wasn't a thing. So she's going to jail for a.
It's just, a
Yeah, I
bad
think this is one of
episode.
those-
She'll figure it out.
I don't know.
She's having a bad
Like,
day.
I think it's cool if you're gonna be. All right, I'm gonna get real. I'm sorry. I think it's cool if you're gonna be gay or lesbian. Like, that's cool. Whatever.
Not a
But
sports debate
right, but
anymore.
I'm just saying, like, why? Like, why is that necessary? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just not.
Just bringing awareness right now.
I just think that.
I mean, I guess
it's a
it
weird
kind of
story.
worked. Maybe.
Yeah, we're talking about her, so I guess it worked.
I just.
I didn't know about this until today, honestly, when you gave me the rundown. So I can't even contribute.
It's crazy.
I just think it's
But
a
did
little
she play
over
in
the
the
top.
WNBA or was it just college basketball?
No, she just.
Who would know? No one knows about the WNBA.
No one even knows who she is. She was an ex-Nebraska player who
What
just
sport?
made up
We're gonna
basketball.
assume basketball.
Who just made up this
Shouldn't we
whole
know this?
crazy story. Like, what?
She has too much time on her
I just
hands.
think her and
Obviously.
Brittney Griner should
Speaking
go.
of crazy.
Speaking of crazy, let's talk about this
I
guy.
don't like that.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Liverpool's Louie Suarez bit another player during his game. What are your opinions on this?
Weird.
All right, this guy's a clown. For those of you who don't know, this is soccer, so many of us may not be familiar.
Yes.
Dude plays for
Educate.
Liverpool. He's a clown. Unfortunately,
What
he's
makes
a very
him a clown?
talented clown. He's bitten someone before, first of all. He played for Ajax.
He just
which
likes
is-
to bite. He's a
likes biting people.
secret vampire. Little do we know.
He played in the Dutch league before he went to Liverpool, and the team sold him because he bit a player and got banned from the team. He, in the World Cup in 2010, he had a handball on the goal line against Ghana. And he also, I think he racially abused someone on Man U.
Just going for the gold
Patrice
right now.
Evra. Yeah, this dude, it's unfortunate that he's so talented. He's like Terrell Owens, you know?
Would you say that it's unfortunate that he's talented or unfortunate that he's a biter?
That he's talented.
Talented, because
So,
he's annoying. And
I don't really, to be completely honest, soccer is not one of my favorite sports. I don't understand it very well. I mean, it's, you know, they just run around kicking balls, but
I think it's a little bit more than that.
what is, anyway,
That's all
what
it
is this, I mean, did this just result in a penalty? Was that,
well, he's probably going to get fined,
He'll
banned
probably
for
get
the rest of the
fined.
season. There's only a few games left. He's a clown.
I mean,
A clown.
Wait, what is he?
A clown.
Oh, okay. I
An
just wanna
absolute
make sure I
fool.
got that
I
part.
hate this guy.
I mean, I don't know if, I feel like biting somebody is just a little extreme.
Like Tyson did it. you know?
I mean, everybody,
Yeah, I was gonna
every,
say.
Yeah, that's true.
I just think it's weird. Like, really weird. That's all I got to say about it.
this is a really
put.
riveting debate.
Yeah, we've had some. Anything. I know Nair had some. We were going to talk about the NFL draft.
Oh, yes. Who do we think is going to be the first overall pick? Quarterback, lineman, defensive lineman. Where are we going, guys?
All right, I think the linemen are going to dominate
Yeah.
the top 5 picks of this draft.
Yeah.
Between Jacksonville,
Yeah.
Kansas City, and Philly. They're all in desperate need of help on the line.
Yeah.
True, true.
I think 3 of the top 4 or 5 picks can be linemen.
How late do we guys think that a quarterback's going to be taken? First round, second round, third round?
Not early. There's not that many. It's not
yeah,
like Andrew Luck and RG3.
You'd be
Yeah.
surprised. There's some teams, Jacksonville needs a quarterback. They'd probably take somebody.
But
they'd-
they're just, it's just not as,
There are
significant
teams
as
that
other-
need quarterbacks, but there's not that many quarterbacks entering the draft.
Right,
But not,
right.
Not that many. Just
Not
not
that
as
good.
talented as they were last year when you had Andrew Luck, RG3.
who do we want to replace Ray Lewis?
They already have someone on the
Yeah,
team.
let's
They're
skip
not
down to
drafting
the
someone.
31st pick overall.
I know,
32nd
right?
pick.
Let's
What's
just-
going to happen there?
Okay, well, okay, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, it's not going to be a rookie.
I think they should get Manti Te'o.
I was just gonna say, I kind of like Manti
Batman
Te'o,
Anthony.
but I feel like he's a dramatic person just because of what happened
Wait, what happened?
with Manti Te'o.
Yeah.
Is he being serious? I can't tell.
Anyway, here's what's interesting
Wait,
about
I-
this draft.
I think the only thing I think what's more concerning than that is his 40-yard dash time, which I don't remember the exact number, but I know it was slower than it should be if you want to be in the NFL at the combine. So I think that's more concerning. You all saw the gif of John Harbaugh just shaking his head when Manti Te'o ran.
What about his missed tackles in the championship game?
Oh, yeah, we can't overlook
This
that.
guy.
I mean,
Yeah,
Will fit right in with the Ravens. I'm kidding. That didn't even make sense.
I'm
But
kidding.
here's
That
what
didn't
I'm-
even make
I'm
sense.
sorry.
Because, whatever. Here's what's interesting about this draft. People say the talent at the top, it's not at the same level as other years. But the depth in this draft, they say in the first round, the 32nd pick could be equivalent to, say, the 10th overall pick. So there's a lot of teams that may be willing to trade down in the top 10, such as the Philadelphia Eagles, who have many options if they don't want to go linemen. So this could be a draft that real football fans, well, I shouldn't say real, faithful, intelligent, knowledgeable
Yeah.
football fans.
And I'm gonna be honest, the draft confuses the heck out of me. I've never understood. I just like watching it because there's people screaming things at the guy.
You know what?
I just find it fascinating.
my favorite part is when the guys go up to shake Roger Goodell's hand, and they're like, "Should I hug you? Should I not? Should I dap
They-
you up?
they do.
That's the best part.
Should I just handshake? Handshake?
It's
No.
like,
Yes.
no,
Okay.
no. It's like at like graduation. We would always do the. Are they gonna hug the principal? Are they gonna shake the principal's hand? You never know.
Basically.
It's the same thing. You can make. Yeah, but I always also like that. You know, now that they have the new Nike jerseys, they like screen press the name onto the jersey. So they
It's
don't get
fancy.
I think it's. I don't know. That's what I watch
Real
it
fancy.
for. And so I'm just. You just keep.
She
going with
watches
whatever
for the
you're
screen
saying.
press
So you watch
jerseys.
it for people screaming.
And
And
screen press
handshakes.
jerseys. Absolutely.
And handshakes.
No, I'm just kidding. It's just I
What other shows
try
do
to
you watch?
watch the draft every year to try to understand what's going on, and it
It's not
never
that
works.
difficult. I just watch to see who the Redskins are going to pick, and if I should throw something at my television.
Yeah, I just wait for the Ravens pick, and then I'm like,
The answer is
and then
usually yes.
they say
The answer
something
is
else
yes.
who I
The
usually
answer
don't know,
is
and I'm
Yeah.
just like, woo!
Go Ravens. All right. Well, that is all for Sports Night for the night. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at SGTV1. That's all for tonight, and we will see you next Monday.